Hello, my name is Joanna and I'm feeling crafty. Welcome back to my YouTube channel where I talk all about sewing. So today's video is a little bit different. For the first time, I'm taking part in a sewing challenge. So the sewing challenge is called a Gift to November, and it's run by Alison from Sew Like Dotty and Adam from Adam Sews. I'll try to link their channels down below. So what's this channel about? As creative people, we often put ourselves under a lot of pressure to give gifts that are handmade, and a lot of us, myself included, leave that to the very last minute. So Alison and Adam are trying to help us to start early, and they run the challenge to give people ideas of things we can sew to gift. And that is exactly what I'm going to do today. So the premises of the challenge is that the gift includes some element of sewing in it. So I have 6 projects here today for you to give you some ideas. So what do you need to do to enter the challenge is sew a handmade gift, take a picture of it and post on Instagram with a tag a gift to November and tag Alison and Adam to enter. If you want to share some sneak peeks of what you're working on, there's a hashtag a gift to November WIP, work in progress, and you can use that throughout the month. So pretty simple, really. Okay, so my angle for the challenge is ideas for gifts that, sometimes we want to give a handmade gift, but we have no time whatsoever, but we still want to do something handmade. So these are my ideas for those times when you have no time whatsoever and you can make something to accompany something that you bought. And I, for the buying part, I highly encourage you to buy things that are secondhand or locally produced. Okay, so the idea number 1 is a bookmark. I mean, you can't go wrong with a bookmark. Bookmark takes no time whatsoever. You can use scraps of your fabric. I run a little sewing school. I run sewing classes every week in which we do mainly crafty projects. So we mainly work with quilting cotton, so I often have a lot of scraps. So sometimes I just grab my scraps and stitch together these little bookmarks. Nothing special whatsoever. There's a little bit of ribbon and a little bit of interfacing and 2 small scraps. So my idea is to buy preferably a second-hand book and include handmade bookmark in your book to gift someone. So it's a bought gift with a little bit of handmade. Now, if you happen to own a Cricut machine, I have one of those. You can personalize it. If you are someone who's good at embroidering, I'm not. You can embroider something. You can piece them. These are pieced together. You can piece them in a lot of ways. These are just some examples. You can put ribbons, lace on them. You can really make them very pretty and very special, but that depends on the amount of time that you have. It's a very quick project, and even if you go elaborate with decorations, you can still make it in no time whatsoever. Now, my second idea is a little card holder. It looks like that, and the idea behind it is that I personally I'm not opposed to receiving vouchers for my gifts. So if you want to gift someone a voucher, you can pop it into a handmade little card holder. Again, it's something that sometimes if I have time and want to make something and I don't know what it is that I want to make, and I don't want the pressure of figuring out what my next project is, so I just grab my scraps and just make something. So I usually have a few of those in my drawers. They're handy even for my kids. We buy vouchers for the local cinema, we pop them into these holders, and they are great to reuse for your library cards if you're gifting them to a child. Or a lot of us no longer use wallets. If that's one of the things that came out of COVID, we mainly use our phones for paying and loyalty cards and stuff like that. But you know, there's still a few cards that you need to carry with yourself, like your driving license or library card. Anyway, these are very handy if you just want to carry a couple of cards in your handbag. Again, 10 minutes, super easy. A little bit of fold over elastic, very little fabric, very little time, quick and easy. You can put, I have 2 pockets on each side on this one, but you can make them with a single pocket. Again, depending on how much time you have, you can do as much as you want. So I love making and giving those and gifting vouchers in these guys. Oh, and I will link the tutorial, because this isn't my pattern. I will link a tutorial for these guys in the description down below if you would like to go down this route. How pretty are they? Look. You know, if you have some scraps of Liberty, this would take no fabric whatsoever. Now, the third gift is something I've been following Claire from Beautiful Things. She's one of those blogs and vlogs and Instagram accounts I've followed forever. She was there with me at the very beginning of my dressmaking journey. She's very inspirational with organizational skills. She has a few vlogs about setting up and running your own crafty business. A powerhouse of a woman and very inspirational. And one of her very early projects on her blog is a little tea wallet. I love tea. I love herbal tea, and I stopped when I had kids. I stopped drinking tea because I could never have a full cup of hot tea. It would always go cold because this, that, and the other. If you're a parent, you will know what I'm talking about. So I stopped for a while, but then I thought, you know, with the current energy crisis, how do we keep warm? Drinking tea. So I went back to that tutorial. I used to make a lot of them. So I went back to it this year, and I actually taught it as a class in my sewing school. But I thought this would be fantastic as a teacher appreciation gift. So they're going to be my gifts to the teachers of my children. So what it is, very similar to the card holder. It's like a little wallet. It has a couple of pockets there, and you pop your tea bag in them, and you can give them away. I also find these great. I'm not great. I have to watch my caffeine intake, so I don't drink black tea, which Irish people drink copious amount of black tea, but it does affect me, so I have to watch that. And often enough, people wouldn't have other tea, so I would have one of those in my handbag with some herbal tea or rooibos tea, which is my favorite tea, so that I don't have to, you know, trouble people with my culinary preferences. So I buy these, I don't know if you can see that, it's puka, and it's like a herbal collection. There's different flavors of tea in it, and then I pop them in for in these for gifts. So I have another one of those in here. They're very cute, pretty. Again, no time whatsoever to make these. So that's my idea number 3. Okay, and number 4 is a little gift pouch. I have a tutorial on my channel how to make one of these. So these are great, again, if you want to buy a gift, and I often buy jewelry, like handmade earrings like those that I'm wearing today. I buy them at local craft markets, and they're made by just local artists, so often they wouldn't have fancy packaging. So they just come on a piece of card, and I like to pop them in this little gift bag. To gift people. Again, I have a Cricut, so I would personalize it if I'm giving it to someone. But again, you can buy any caliber of a gift to put in these. If this is just a small, you know, thank you gift, you can fill it up with chocolates or jelly beans or a piece of jewelry, or you know, whatever it is that you're gifting, and there will be an element of handmade with it. And this is a very sustainable, reusable, and super cute and pretty packaging of any gift. It can be reused by the giftee. Is that a word? I hope it is. So that's my idea number 4. And I do have a tutorial how to make these little bags on my YouTube channel, and I'll link that in the description down below. Now, the idea number 5 came from a need, actually. I am a keen journaler. I keep a bullet journal, and I started using these quite thick notebooks, and they just last me about 2 years. So the cover of them kind of gets damaged because I carry it with me everywhere. I have all my life in there, all my sewing classes, all my schedule, my meal planning, everything and anything. Pictures. I'm a very sentimental person. I used to keep a journal for work, a journal for my just writing and scribbling, a journal for my sewing. I would have tons of notebooks for different purposes, and a few years ago my husband actually introduced me to an idea of a bullet journal, so I just have one notebook for everything. So the gift idea is to buy any notebook whatsoever and make a cover for it. And again, I have a tutorial on my channel how to do that. So you can go fancy and buy expensive notebook. Stationery is something you can buy very, very cheaply, or spend as crazy amount of money as you wish. And these covers are washable. As I said, I carry mine in my handbag with me everywhere, so it does get dirty, and I have washed this one a good few times, and yeah, it's great. And what's also great is that you can reuse it. So I'm actually almost finished with mine. I just have a few pages left, and I will be able to take this off and pop it on my next journal. So again, you can personalize it if you want. You can put like lace trims. You can make, I sometimes make these little zipper pouches to go with them. Again, depending on the amount of time that you have, and if you have very, very little time to make the cover itself, takes no time whatsoever, and a cheap notebook will look very stylish, cute, and expensive. So that's my idea number 5, and again, I have the tutorial on my channel. Now, and my last idea is a Christmas decoration. I love collecting them. I love receiving Christmas decorations as gifts, because I love this little ritual of decorating my Christmas tree with my children and pulling all these decorations out of the box and remembering who I got it from, or what's the story behind. Did I purchase it on some trip or something? It's just a lovely way to reminisce, and I have few that I received from my mom, who's no longer with us, and every time we decorate the tree, these stories come up, and my kids, like my younger daughter, never met my mom, but she remembers the stories, she remembers the decorations we have, and it kind of stays with you. And I also love to make Christmas decorations and give them as gifts. I usually sit down and make a bunch of them, and on the before Christmas I would hang a little string on my mantelpiece and hang all those decorations on it so I can enjoy them until I gift them. So it's just something I've been doing for years. The way I like to make Christmas decoration, I like to sew them. So they're usually, what's the word, 2D, they're kind of flat. And another reason why I make them kind of flat, I quilt them, patchwork them, or whatever, is that most of my family is abroad. So I would send them a Christmas card, and in the Christmas card I would slide a little Christmas decoration that they can hang on their tree and remember me. One I've been making for the last couple of years is this little fella, a little angel. And he's super cute, and he is completely flat, so I can just pop that one in an envelope and send it to my friends and family at home. I will link the tutorial again. Very little fabric, very little time, and lovely memories as well. So I hope you enjoyed this little list of small gifts, and that I've given you some inspiration. These gifts aren't Christmas specific. As I said, I usually have a stack of them in my drawers, and if my kids are going to a birthday party and I have no time to make something, I just grab one of them, and they're lovely idea to, you know, if you have a little bit of time and don't want to think about something specific to make, you can just sit down and make a bunch of bookmarks or card holders or something, and be crafty and get all the benefits that we get from our beautiful hobby. And just do a little bit of creating. And you know, if that's not your jam, and if that's not how you are creative, then I hope these ideas will inspire you to you know, in those times that we feel under pressure, have no time, that you can just sit, spend literally 20 minutes, have something handmade that would go with something that you bought, preferably secondhand or local, and have a beautiful, unique and handmade flair to your gift. So if you enjoyed those, and if you use any of the tutorials that I have on my channel, please tag me on Instagram and comment and all that lovely jazz. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you find some time this week for a little bit of creativity in your life. Bye!